Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to cover some frequently asked questions when it comes to recruiting. So I'm going to list the question, and then I'm going to give you the answer, and then I'm going to go to the next one, and then we're going to be done with the video. So I have how many do I have here? I have 8 questions. Let's do it. First question, how much information do I give a new person? That is a great question. What we recommend is to track their milestones. So what is their what is their next first on their thing? So if they have not had their first customer yet, we're going to want them to set up their launch event, which is maybe a Zoom, maybe it's a handful of three-way calls, maybe it is in-home like social or something like that. We're going to want them to set that up. We're only going to give them enough information they need to take the action that you need them to take, which is probably just like, here's the date and time, and here are some words in order to invite. That is the only information they need in order to take the action. So we only give them the information they need for the action they need to take. All right, question number 2. Why does my new person want to use the products and see results before starting? This is a question that came up with one of my clients who has this amazing story about the products. And what was happening is that she was telling that story and she was planting the objection because she said, once I used the products for a while, decided to do the business. So then all of the people she was talking to wanted to follow her story. We flipped that really, really quickly. She's getting a bunch of failure to launches. And we changed her story to something that sounded like, I knew the products were really good. And so I wanted to make sure that I got the word out to as many people as possible. We just shifted the way the story was told a little bit, so we didn't give people that objection. And this month she has launched 3 new people, and 1 is going to have their first rank advancement. She is doing awesome just by making sure that she didn't project her story onto others, especially because these people she was talking to said, I want to earn income. And then she was actually putting an objection in place. So if you are getting a lot of objections, it's really, really helpful to record yourself doing a presentation or a conversation or whatever. Listen back and see if there are things that you are saying that are actually unselling people. It's really a popular mistake. The third, I just want to lead with the business first. How do I do that? So there's a little bit of a problem. So a lot of people, once they start their business, they're like, I love this product. I'm going to share the product. And then they get really motivated. They're like, I only want business builders. That's my new passion. The problem is if you only get business builders and they don't have good product conviction, you end up with a lot of problems. Because when you're in business, and this is different than a corporate job, whether or not you decide to work that day really depends on how much you think you're helping people. And so if you don't have that strong product conviction, you're going to have a hard time getting into a lot of action with your network marketing business. And so what I recommend if you want to approach someone on the business opportunity first is to do it like this. Hey, so-and-so, I was thinking about you today and I want to talk to you about the business that I'm doing. I think you might like it, especially because it's such a good product. So what I usually do in this situation is walk through the products, a little bit about the company and how it works, and then how to get paid, and then we can go from there. So we're actually combining a product presentation and a business conversation. I don't love this as a normal everyday practice, but in situations where you really want to talk to someone about the business, I think it's okay. But remember, they have to be bought into the product and how awesome it is in order for them to be bought into the business. Next question is, how do I recruit when I haven't made that much money yet? The same way. The recruiting invitation that we will share with our clients goes something like this. I don't want to make, so they buy something or they don't buy something. It doesn't matter. I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you like to know how to earn income or free product with this company? It doesn't matter how much money you're making or not making in order to ask that question. this is important because this isn't about, do you want to do what I do? Do you want to be as successful as me? Which is not exactly FTC compliant anyway, depending on your income level. So just by leaving it at, I don't want to make any assumptions, would you like to know how to earn income or free product with this company? You're opening up the door, and you're not even opening up the how much money do you make conversation. That is really helpful because how much money you make is irrelevant. It's helpful to, if you know what you're doing, you can help people, but remember, you're not their boss. They're an independent contractor. So their contract is with the company, their success is their responsibility. And so if you leave it pretty neutral with, I don't want to make any assumptions, would you like to know how to earn money with this company? Then they can say, yes, I want to know how to earn money, or no. You have not promised them that you're going to make them successful. You're not promising them anything. You're promising to explain how to make money, how the money works, and then they can make their own decision, which obviously once you let go of all that responsibility that isn't yours, then you're going to see more success and you're going to make more money. So it works out. Now, the next question is the other side of that coin, which is also a very valid question. How do I recruit when what I make isn't realistic for most people? So we know that a lot of people that go into network marketing might do a little bit here and there. And there's a small percentage of people that do really well. So the last question was around the people who kind of do it here and there, and how do I recruit? And then this question is around the people who do really, really well, but they work harder than everyone else in the industry, and they have stuck with it and all of these things. And they know that most people aren't going to do all of those things. How do you recruit? Again, it's not about recruiting just only with what you, right? With saying, do you want to do what I do? Do you want to have what I have? Because if that's the recruiting pitch, it's actually pretty self-centered, right? They might want to work, but they might not want what you want, or they might want something different. And so I think it's so interesting that both sides of the income are stressed about how their income impacts recruiting. And so I recommend same line. I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you like to know how to earn income or free product with the company? Remember, your role as a network marketing leader is to role model, give clarity, encourage, and support skill development with resources by sharing resources. And this is always going to be to the best of your ability at that time. As soon as someone surpasses your knowledge, then your job is to point them to resources so that they can go to the next level. We just had a leader do this. She's in our sales course. She invited us to come speak to her team. And she's like, I'm learning this. Why don't you guys do the mastermind with me, or do the next mastermind? That is that is good leadership, to not take all the pressure on for everyone's learning. Here's a good question. It's not even a question, statement. I don't know where to start. I am lost. Here's where to start. Schedule product conversations when someone buys or doesn't buy. Start with your sales skills. When people think they have a recruiting problem, they often have a sales problem. Here's an example. Let's say your sales process is sending people samples, following up until someone buys. And so it takes someone, I'm not saying you, just in general. Okay, so we're like, how about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? Somebody makes a sale and you're like, do you want to do the business? And they're like, hold on. So you want me to give away free product, follow up for 6 months, and make like $30? Sure, that sounds great. Sign me up. Nobody says that. Now they might see something that you're not seeing, but probably you don't even want to do that. Or let's say you set up 2 to 3 appointments a week, have a sales conversation you read from. That's good. That's engineered so that customers feel valued and cared for and they buy. And out of 10 conversations, so you do 10 conversations in the month, you make 6 sales. And then you ask, I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you like to know how to earn income or free product with this company? It becomes a different conversation. So where to start is actually with your sales. Once you get that sorted, which I think most people can sort within a month if they really try, or attend training, I guess I'll say that. When we work with people, we can sort out their sales process in about a month inside of our course. So They do that, and then they're going to feel more confident with recruiting, right? Then it's a lot easier to say, I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you like to know how to earn income or free product with the company? Because you have some tools. That's where to start if you're lost. I don't know how to approach people. That was the next statement. Start with product, transition to business building is the easiest way to do it. How to send one-on-one conversations without being spammy. So we got to talk about the definition of spam. The definition of spam is mass communication that is completely irrelevant to people. So you don't know if your message is irrelevant unless you know who they are. And I usually don't recommend that you invite someone to a conversation unless they have identified a pain point or a problem that you think that you can help with. If you don't know what their pain point or problem is, and they're people that you know, then an invitation to an event is more appropriate. So then maybe you do one webinar a month and you're like, hey, I know I don't know you all that well, but I'm doing this thing. I thought you'd like to be included. We're covering these particular problems. Is that something you'd like more details about? That's going to work better. It doesn't work so well for a one-on-one, but it's going to work better for an event. So that's, I think, a great place to send one-on-one conversation or conversation invites in general without being spammy. So I hope that answering all these frequently asked questions is helpful. I'm sure there's one or two on there that helped you. Also, feel free to share this with people on your team, because if we've been getting these questions for like 7 years over and over and over again, I bet even though you're upline, downline, crossline, whoever isn't asking these, I bet they're underneath, and there's probably some questions maybe they don't know how to articulate yet. So I hope this was helpful, and talk to you soon. Have a great day.